I had a demanding day today at work, but you know what I'm doing after I'm having a demanding day? I'm playing my Switch 2. And now, before you're asking me, why did you get a Switch 2 again? I had Switch 1, Switch OLED, the Switch Lite, and now I'm having the Switch 2 for the second time, and not because I didn't like it, but because I thought I wouldn't play enough of the stuff that I would like to do. So, without further ado, let me tell you why I got again a Switch 2, and spoiler alert, it's not for Pokopia. I love that I can play other games on my Switch 2 without being a Steam Deck or without being any Windows console, because guess what? Nintendo has some banger first party titles. And we're talking about Zelda, we're talking about Mario, we're talking about Metroid, we're talking about so many other things that even I don't know, which is surprisingly. And yeah, we're also talking about the biggest of the biggest franchises that Nintendo ever got to make. Pokemon. Now repeat after me. You're going to play with me Pokemon Winds and Waves, because otherwise we're not going to be friends anymore, okay? Thank you. But I finally get the chance to beat Zelda Breath of the Wild. I finally get to experience more of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm saying more because I see that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is more of a continuing part of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but only we are having floating islands up above our original Hyrule map. So the map is exactly the same. We're only having floating islands, and also we are able to go on the ground, but I've seen most of the people being on islands and experimenting with their gadgets that I cannot wait to make them and to craft everything and then have the mobs beaten for me and maybe make a farm just like in Minecraft. I want to get to play more Pokemon games because I previously did a video on Winds and Waves. You can also check that out without me repeating all the babble that I said, because it's quite some content there that you should watch. But besides that, I already played X, Y, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire and Sun, but I'm also looking at Brilliant Diamond and Scarlet and many more other Pokemons. Probably I'm going to pick Pokemon Waves, just as I mentioned in my video about Pokemon Winds and Waves. This is the only part that I'm going to repeat in this video because it's about many other franchises that Nintendo has. But I mentioned in that video that I want to play Pokemon Winds because I feel like my boyfriend would pick Pokemon Waves and we can compare them. We can be like, can I fly but I cannot dive into the water, and he cannot fly but I can dive into the water. But I hope that both of the mechanisms will be added into both our games. Oh my god, and I also forgot that I'm going to play Brilliant Diamond and my boyfriend will play Shining Pearl, and then I'm going to play Scarlet and he's going to play Violet. So it's going to be like this complementary Pokemon adventure that we're going to have together, and we're going to see the similarities but also the differences, which is going to be super fun. Currently we are playing Pokemon ZA, and of course I'm having more of the progress on it because he got stuck on Zelda Breath of the Wild just like he did the first time we had a Switch 2s. But I'm fluctuating so much between stuff and playing Pokemon ZA and then going into Zelda Breath of the Wild, and in the meantime getting also some races done in Mario Kart World. So yeah, also for the Mario titles, I'm really excited to play Mario Super Bros Wonder. It's just the perfect combination of like a co-op game with your loved one, a couch co-op cozy thingy, but also with stressful levels. I like me something complicated, so of course we are going to dig into that next. Also, I'm so hyped that my boyfriend finally got in Pokemon, because I was like for years and years and years, I believe for 3 or 4 years, I was like already pressing him. So hey, you know, you can try a Pokemon, you can play more. But kudos to him because he really got to play the last ones, like the super old, jittery, not really having any other thing rather than just the plot. Like they were having the plot because the graphics, the sound, the anything wasn't there. For me especially. I mean, I'm a retro game enjoyer, but to a certain degree. Like for me, it should at least have, I don't know, an 8-bit kind of pixel graphic or a 32-bit pixel graphic. If you're giving me the Game Boy things, games without color and everything with the shade of green and the CRT, just no. And of course, how can I forget about Mario Odyssey? I need to play that game like yesterday, but I'm still postponing it because I'm like super caught up into Breath of the Wild, and then I would want to get Tears of the Kingdom to make other variations of like the inventions and everything that you can craft. In the meantime, I'm also like very stuck on ZA, so this is my life right now. But besides all of these titles, and also Pokopia, because I've been putting a few hours, if I may say only a few, because there are a lot of hours, but anyway, only a few hours in Pokopia. I am really looking forward to playing the third-party games that I wouldn't play on my PC because I feel like they're very console-y. I don't know, for example, let's say a point and click or something, or I don't know, something discounted that it's also discounted on major sales like Black Friday, summer sale, autumn sale, back to school sales, Christmas sales, I don't know, you name it. Thanksgiving sales, I guess they were at some point. I mean, sure, not for Nintendo because they are not really American, but for Steam was something in November. I guess it was kind of an earlier Black Friday or something. But I'm really looking forward into playing, for example, Final Fantasy Integrate that I'm having right now on my Switch 2. But also I want to play more No Man's Sky because I felt like if you're getting No Man's Sky and my boyfriend is coming to my place, we cannot play No Man's Sky because we're only having it on Steam. And I was like, okay, probably we're just going to enjoy it more if we are adding it on the Switch 2. And hey, it was a genius because we do enjoy it on Switch 2. Overall, my Switch 2 is worth mainly for the first party games, but also for the third party games that I would want to take with me. Because for me, the Steam Deck was super bulky, was super heavy. I had to plan my bag around my console instead of just simply tossing it, backpacking, and then being like, okay, whatever, you know. It's just like the same feeling since I'm having the Kindle. I know you probably wouldn't relate that much on this part of the video, but as a Kindle girly and as someone that reads, it would be much easier for me not to carry a 500+ page book in order to read something, and I would have either something compact, something nice, something light, just like my Kindle. So it's like kind of the same feeling but with games and consoles, right? Am I right? And I mean, since everything happened around with the PS5 and the Xbox and everything going up in flames, I feel like Nintendo, with only raising the prices by $50, they're doing much better than other people would and other companies are doing. Because to be honest, $500 consoles, and it's also handheld, and it also can get way higher quality in docked mode, I would totally buy that rather than a home console, especially if I can take it with me. So yeah, if you liked today's video, make sure to follow along and subscribe to the channel and to my journey because we are having this journey together. I'm posting every Thursday and bi-weekly on Sundays, so see you in the next video. Bye bye.